today face pressure both from within the firm and from outside the organization. So let me talk about what are the pressures from outside the organization. We have this phenomena of globalization, and of course with rapid advances in technology, you have a situation where your business model, which might be very successful now, will be blown apart tomorrow. Now, let me talk about globalization. It used to be if you provide service in your village, you only worry about people who live in your village. But now you can be happily serving your customers, doing very well, and then some firm in India or in China or in US can provide something and take away all your customers. So I think that really fundamentally changed the business environment. So first one, globalization. Number two is the advancement in technology. This is a good example. In the old days, I would be doing an interview and then someone would transcribe it into text and then put it on print media. Now, you're interviewing me on the video camera and then it will be broadcast throughout the world, and that's the other aspect of globalization. So business leaders, we used to focus on our market. We deal with things we are familiar with. Maybe we make changes at a pace that we are comfortable with. But now with globalization and technological advancements, things would just happen all over the world, have impact on us as business leaders. So it makes life very difficult. We must know what's happening anywhere in the world. We must anticipate the changes brought about by technological advancements. Very challenging. So these are the outside forces that put a lot of pressure on business leaders, government leaders, university leaders, globalization and technology. Within the organization, there are also all kinds of pressure. One, of course, is the changing demographics. When I started working, I would be very happy to do what my bosses told me to do. I was very keen to prove to the bosses that I'm a worthy employee. Now very often the young people joining a company or an organization, they would not say, what can I do for you? They would say, what can you do for me? It's a different generation, and because of globalization, if they cannot find an employer in Singapore, they can go to Hong Kong or they can go to China, India, Philippines, anywhere, almost, subject to some immigration barriers. So the changing demographics mean we have to manage our people differently. And then we have an issue of leadership. Leadership is how to respond to the things I talked about earlier. And our style of leadership, what worked a generation ago may not work now. A leadership style that works in Singapore may not work now in a globalized environment. So changing demographics, I think lack of leadership in most organizations. And one of the issues about leadership is this. It used to be the bosses are the leaders. But now we need everyone in an organization to be leaders. So it's a different culture. And later I might talk about how we can respond to this different environment. And the key thing is really the leaders or the senior leaders, the bosses, do not always lead from the front. They need to create an environment where even the younger people who may not be very high in the organization hierarchy can also make a difference. And so make the whole organization full of leaders. And that's also one way to make the young people feel motivated and want to stay with you in your organization. And two other things that I think put a lot of pressure on business leaders. One, it's innovation. Increasingly, there are new economies and new companies who can compete better on a cost basis. So to continue to do well, an organization, a company must create products and services that really add a lot of value. And that's my definition of innovation, meaning you create something new, whether it's a new design in a product or a different way of delivering service, which creates value, and therefore you can command a certain price from the market. So innovation is tied to the rapid pace of change. I think all people are innovative. Maybe in the old day you can innovate at a very slow pace and still do well. Now you have to innovate at a very rapid pace. At every few months you come up with new concept, and it's very hard for human being. Genetically, we are not programmed to do that. And another aspect of innovation is, I call it entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, it's seeing new possibilities, creating new business models. So innovations and entrepreneurship, maybe to me, two sides of the same coin. People tend to associate innovation with research, with products, entrepreneurship with starting new companies. But basically innovation and entrepreneurship both are about change at a very rapid pace, creating new ideas, bringing new services to the marketplace. So I think I've talked quite a bit, but let me just summarize. I think business leaders today face the pressure externally from globalization and from technological advancements, internally from dealing with changing demographics of their people, internal pressure in renewing and extending leadership across the whole organization, and creating a climate where innovation and entrepreneurship could happen. Very easy to say, but very few people have been able to do it well.